fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use a, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, and look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Yeah, drown out my problems, let me When I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my...
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Cam Newton all alone. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton. Touchdown number 18 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week, but here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here, you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
It'll be a 45-yard punt and couple that with a loss on the return. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 33-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Sony Michel, his first carry. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. On first down, this is McCaffrey. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. That one good for 33 and a first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
From the red zone now, Newton. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make the score 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Double time, guys, double time.
With the score,
Ready.
14. Falcons nothing.
6 man. Kick.
3rd and 2, now Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0 points. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. The ball's out, McCaffrey lost it, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Ryan. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. They almost gave it right back to him there with another interception of their own. And to be honest, he probably should have caught that and picked it off.
And he knows it, and he'll see it in film, and he'll see it in his dreams tonight when it's all said and done. But you almost felt like the excitement had been ramped up, and they were trying to get a big play right after that one.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. And if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to run.
Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On second down, McCaffrey. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And some room to work. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Gano the extra point, and it's now 21-7. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock. Give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half. In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now Newton. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Ryan to throw. Going deep here for Parker. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
20. Cut. Get it.
They'll try and pick it up in McCaffrey. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Push him back. Push him back. Here it goes.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
52's the mic, boys. 52. Tackles. Great. 52. Watch 52. 52.
Throwing on 3rd down. Newton gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They run, Devontae Freeman. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Ryan. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Pulled in at the 24. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Third and long, it's Newton. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Set. 180. Mark 37. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Here's McCaffrey.
Check 31. Check 31.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie-cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now Ryan on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. Two nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. Fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
11 yards and a Panther first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with McCaffrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Ready? Like 80. Mike 37. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On the ground, this is Michel. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
That's it, baby.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Panthers on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a run with McCaffrey. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And Freeman lost the football. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he finds Parker here, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
They'll get this out in a hurry to Parker. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better,